Good morning. Just started a little project for Christmas actually. It's for our grandson over in Amsterdam, Milo. Parents wanted to have a activity board. To be honest, it'd be a lot cheaper to buy the activity board than make it. God, everything's so expensive. But anyway, it's more the thought about making it. So basically he wants a board, an easel type board that we can put various things on, activities, little locks and spinner things and counting things and all that type of things that you can get with the activity boards. So I bought this chopping board actually from IKEA. It was relatively cheap. And having got it, decided that it's got a little, I don't know if you can see, but it's actually got a little rail lip here that sort of, I guess, goes against the work surface normally. But actually I thought of that side could be an easel, and if I could get it to rotate, I'll have the activity board on the other side. So I'm then going to sort of mount this into an A-frame that I'm going to make up, stain it all down, and then attach all the various things that I've got that'll make him make it interesting for him, I guess. So I'll see what I've got in the garage. I'll buy a few things as well, and see how that goes. So the first thing I've done, I've had some, I think these are about 32 or 38 millimeter by 15 mil, 36 millimeter by 15 millimeter, 2.4 meter lengths. I needed 3. I've only bought 2, so I'll go get another one. So what I'm going to do is cut them up into various lengths from a design perspective. These are about 900 mil long pieces of wood I've done there for his height. I shall glue, drill the holes in and then glue the dowels in. I say I might put an L-shaped bracket if I feel as though it needs a bit of extra strength. So basically there'll be sort of 2 of those with a board that sits in the middle, and I'll somehow pivot it here with a pin so it'll flip round, and somehow so we can perhaps connect it that way. And I'll probably stain it all down a certain colour. So these little 6mm diameter pins I bought are 40mm long, so I just want the drill to go in 20mm. So I'll just mark 20mm along the drill and put a bit of tape there as a depth gauge for when I'm drilling. So I'll just measure 20mm from the edge. And that'll be my depth gauge to drill into. So I'm now going to do the same using these wooden dowels to dowel into the joints themselves, to glue. And then we'll make a decision whether I also need to put some brackets on for strength. I just pilot the point before using the proper size. So drilling the hole I'm going to do by eye. I'm sure you can get little jigs or templates that helps you get an accurate drill, but I just don't have any. They actually all worked out well, so a quick sand down and then it's on to gluing the dowels in. So that's stage one. So you can see we got these pivots that will be able to pivot around. It's not quite centralised yet, but I won't disturb it. I can easily move that. It's a bit closer on this side, just needs pushing over a bit that way, but that's okay. I'll just use the clamps to get it nice and tight, and that just needs to now dry for 24 hours. And then I've got to do the other side that's just a plain A-frame. Okay, we're back in the elf's cave. So the glue's now set on that first thing, so we're just going to take all the clamps off. I've got to get some more wood for the other A-frame. I'll probably put some filler on it, then we can rub it down, stain it. So the idea is this side he'll be able to have do his pictures, have an for his painting, and then on this side will be all the activity things. I'm just going to make sure I put them the right way up so when we twist them around. I'll have to make something, probably 2 slide-in catches or something that's just going to keep this in place. Maybe across the corner there. So that's in place that they can slide back and twizzle it around depending on what he wants to do. A quick fill and rub down, and that's ready for staining. Good morning. It's been a while since I've been working on the project for Milo, his little activity board, mainly because we've been having the kitchen done and other projects I've got going on, so it's been a few weeks. So I'm going to make the second side of the A-frame board. I had to buy some extra wood, which I've now got because I've run out of wood, so I'm just going to do that today. Okay, so that's the one side of the A-frame, and I've also got the main board that's been put on which will swivel round. So I'm now going to make the second. I've already got the legs cut to length, but I didn't have enough wood for the side braces going across, so I'm just going to cut those to size, dowel them like I did the other one, glue it. So that's got that just roughly doweled to give it a bit of strength, and wood glue, and that's just clamped up, and then it'll just need rubbing down and smoothing in. There's a bit of variance in the thickness of where the woods are, but it's only a toy, it's not a piece of furniture. Okay, so I got to the point where I've got the 2 parts of the A-frame all sorted, so I've just lightly sanded them down, not too much to be perfectly honest. At the end of the day it's a kid's activity board, so I've just lightly sanded them down. I've got some old floor dye that I had for my upstairs workshop, to be honest, that I put on the floor, so it's a driftwood grey, so I'm going to give that a couple of coats, then I'll put a varnish on it, and then I can really start assembling it all then. So I'm back in the attic, in the upstairs workshop I've got. So I've now stained I've just had some floor dye, as I said before. So I've just used that, put a couple of coats of that on, and then a couple of coats of sort of top varnish, just to give it a bit of protection. So that's good enough for that now. So really it's all assembling it now. So I guess that's where the fun bit comes in. I need to put some piano hinges that I've got for the top to make it the A-frame, so they'll pivot at the top, and then I've got to I think I'll use strapping. I've got some old strap that I actually used for Harry when I was making some stuff for Harry, so I'll put that and I'll make the strapping for the bottom of the A-frame to stop the legs splaying apart. So those 2 things there. I've got to find a way of catching this to stop the pivot so it gets fixed in position. So I'm either going to just do a simple I guess rotary bracket on either side, or I have seen some plunger catches that might be a bit neater, to be perfectly honest, but I'll have to order those, so that'll be another bit to the bill. But I'll have a look at that in a bit.
Regarding the strapping, I simply screwed them to the legs with washers. I had some rubberized feet, so I simply screwed them to the bottom. Now this looks dangerous, but I bought my own branding iron off the internet, which has a custom design on for my wood projects. So I've got various activities that I've got to put on the board. So I've got a little fidget thing here for him to spin around. Got some counting beads. We've got to have a clock. We'll have a shape thing here. I'm going to have locks and doors up this end that I've got to build together, just to give him things to do, really. For the shapeboard, I simply added some Velcro and added cup hooks eventually.
The other thing I managed to get through the post, I found on Amazon these plunge locker. So they're on a spring, so which basically when you pull that back, that retracts. So the idea is I'm going to put one on either side, because that will stop this tipping over. But if I put one either side, also Milo won't be able to do it himself, because you're going to have to pull them both at the same time. So it'll be an adult that does it to stop him spinning it around and maybe trapping his fingers. So I've got to drill carefully down there. So it's going to have to be a really careful drill. So that's a slight concern, because I need to make sure the drill's at 90 degrees when it goes in on that.
Now the little hinge doors didn't go well. I had to replace these single hinges with a piano hinge on either side and raise them using wood fillers off the surface so the screw heads didn't foul the wood. The rest of the activities were all secured to the board.
So we got this top part here, we've got various locking mechanism that opens a door. So he's got to earn the prize, so he'll be able to unlock all these things. And then what we're going to do is put photographs or pictures of things that he likes, enjoys in there as a surprise type of thing that he can get into each time. So he'll learn to do all of those techniques. And he's got the fidget that seems to go on forever. And then we've got the zipper crocodile to teach him zips. It's a bit stiff, that one. Might put some candle wax or something on that. And he's got this little buzz down here. We're going to put pictures behind here of the family. So you lift up each one of these. And he's got it's a door stop. We've got a couple of door stops.
Give him a bit of an audio thing, and then there's a clock here that goes round. He's got an abacus here that I've just put on, and then he's got the shapes that I've just got to change the hooks on that, but that's in essence done. So I've got these plungers here to allow him to, or his parents, to flip it round very quickly, and I'll flip that round, and then this becomes, you know, you can do his, put some masking tape on paper and be able to do painting or pictures and things like that, and then just simply flip it back around when you want to get activity board. Like that. And then of course it folds up so it can actually go into a cupboard somewhere or behind a door or somewhere that's a bit easier. It's been a bit of a labour of love. Certainly not a cost-effective way of making these things, but it's finally come together as ever, as it always does these projects right at the end. So I think he'll enjoy it. Obviously he's coming over at Christmas from Amsterdam, and then we've got to ship it over to Amsterdam, so that'll be interesting getting that shipped.